Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Crystal and I'm currently traveling in my 1997 Ford van. I'm using it as my home right now as I'm traveling through Colorado. I'm originally from Texas, but if you know anything about Texas in the summer, the heat is completely unbearable living in a van. So I decided to come travel here for a span of about 3 weeks or so. And I've met a few people along the way. I actually came with a group of friends. We did some photography and stuff together. I was also traveling with another van lifer for a few days. You can see that in my previous videos. At the time now, I am completely solo traveling. I'm all by myself in a state that I don't know, that I've never been to, and it's terrifying but amazing at the same time. So to give you a little bit of background information about myself, originally I got the van because I wanted to go to college and live in my college town, and essentially it was a cheaper way for me to afford living there and pay tuition at the same time without going into debt and having to worry about finances too much. At the same time, having the freedom to travel and take the van wherever I wanted to if I had a free weekend. Although that didn't really happen that often because I did have a part-time / full-time kind of job that I was obligated to, of course, to pay tuition. I knew that eventually I wanted to travel in it and make it a full-time lifestyle. I am currently taking a break from school and I did quit that job. It's a long story, but I will make that into a separate video in the future and how I'm able to afford traveling, where I am right now and everything. But yeah, like I said, I'll be here for about 3 weeks and it is my first time being solo without having someone traveling with me or friends that I'm able to stay with them at their Airbnb. Now, I know I've been wanting to take this trip for a while, and of course, at first I did have fears and anxieties about what it would be like, the reality of it, safety precautions and stuff. And I went into it without too much planning, which is like something I'm totally known for, just doing things like this spontaneously, like buying the van itself. I just kind of dove into it and made it happen because I knew it's the lifestyle I wanted. But taking this trip, I probably planned it about a month in advance, packed for it a day before, and now I'm here in Colorado, 15 hours away from where I'm originally from, and living in the mountains by a river in a van, you know. I knew it was my calling for multiple reasons. One, because I knew that I needed a break from what I was living. My life seemed so routine and I just needed to break free from that and experience something different. I had been in Texas literally since the 7th grade and I hadn't left to like travel by myself and go to different places. I knew that I wanted to come here to Colorado because of the endless amounts of beautiful views, hikes, places in nature, and just the culture here I've noticed is a lot different than in Texas especially, whereas vehicle dwelling is a lot more common, a lot more accepted. You'll see a lot more people traveling in their vans or in their vehicles in general. I still can't get over this weather, so I'm really glad I chose this place to come to. And of course I was scared at first because I did not know what to expect at all. I didn't know if I was even gonna have I didn't plan any of this. I just kind of drove here and planned on staying here for a while. But it honestly wasn't that bad finding places to park at night, finding cute little towns that I meet locals at and they give me suggestions on what to visit, where to go. It just kind of gets you out of your comfort zone, going somewhere you don't know and you don't know what you're gonna experience there, but you know it's gonna be amazing. So that's kind of the reason I took this trip. Don't get me wrong, I did have a lot of fears and anxieties coming into this, like especially the day before, because it was all hitting me that day, like what am I gonna do, where exactly am I gonna park, what city am I gonna go to. Right now I am still just kind of playing it by ear and I don't really know what I'm doing day by day, but you know, that's the fun of it. Of course I am being safe in the midst of all that. Make it a point each night to find a safe place to park where I know I'm not going to get bothered or where I know other people camp out, so it's very common there and there's really no threat. But to find these spots I typically use iOverlander, which is an app that has marked campsites and stuff, or ask locals in town because I go to a coffee shop like almost every day just because I need Wi-Fi. I do work from my laptop, or I'll find stuff on Google Maps, or you know, I'll just be driving around and I see a whole bunch of vehicles parked in like a little campsite off the highway and I'll use that as my parking spot for the night. I haven't encountered a problem here once, and I know this is only my second day, but so far it's been pretty safe. And I have lived in my van full time while I was going to college in a town that I didn't know. I maybe had an issue once or twice, and that was with law enforcement, and just because the place I was parked at wasn't like legal. And that was totally my fault for not looking up where an okay place was to park. Also, I find that here in the state of Colorado, there are a lot more places that you are able to park at. It's just so much more common and pops up so much more frequently. Of course, I do lock my doors at night. I pull curtains over each of the doors, and I even have curtains here separating the front part, like the driver's part, to the back part. And it's all black on this side, so at night it just looks like it's dark. If I don't feel safe at a place, I will leave immediately. I do have my whole house with me, so it's really easy just to take it and drive it away somewhere else that I feel is a safer match for me to park at night. And then I also take into account things like worst case scenario, like parking at night. If you hear one little noise outside, sometimes your brain will automatically think like, oh, this person is coming for me. But I've learned to grow past that, but I won't ignore it if I do hear suspicious noises. All in all, this is a learning experience for me, and it is all new for me. I'm learning as I go, but it's been really fun so far, and it's unlike anything I've ever experienced, especially being solo, doing this all by myself independently. If you're a solo female considering traveling, I totally encourage you to do it. I am 20 years old. You might be 20, you might be older, you might be 18, but all I'm saying is you're young, you have a lot of time to experience things, and you should just go for it while you have the opportunities to. And one thing that I did for a while was make excuses on why I can't do this kind of lifestyle. Oh, I don't have enough money to do it, I don't have enough time, I need to be at work, I need to worry about finances and everything, or I don't want my family to worry about me. I had all those thoughts in the beginning, but I realized that we are very young and there's a lot of time to be doing these things, and you're only going to regret the things that you didn't dive in and do. So I totally encourage you to do it while you're young, or even like you don't even have to be young. If you're like 50 years old and you want to do something like this, I totally encourage you to do it, because it's never too late. It's only too late if you're on your deathbed and wishing you could be doing this stuff. If I wasn't here right now, I would still be in Texas doing what I used to do every day, spending each day pointless, meaningless, scrolling through my phone, wishing I could be traveling and doing all this stuff. But I just went for it, and if it's something you really want to do, I think you can do it. Your only limit is yourself. You're like the only one stopping you from doing something like this. And I realized that in my case, and that's why I'm here today, because I became aware of what was stopping me and I was able to just go for it. I did know that I needed to be safe, so I did bring extra things in order to stay safe on the road as a solo female traveler. And those things included my essentials, which are pepper spray. The pepper spray that I got was actually a gift from a friend when I told her that I was going to Colorado, so she let me borrow hers. So I have this, and it's really cool because it does have an attachable hand thing. So it's, if I felt really threatened and I was walking, say, in a dark parking lot to my van at night, I could just have this discreetly in my hand and it would be ready to use. I've never had to use it. I've never had an instance where it was necessary or even close, but it is great to have as a safety precaution, as a defense mechanism. So, pepper spray. I do have a pocket knife, and this is more for if I'm out in the woods and I'm needing, I don't know, when you're camping, there's certain things that sometimes you'll need to cut. There's string, there's sticks, plus it's just good to have, because you never know. Good knives can be pretty useful. I've used it for like cloth in the van, for sticks and twigs, for snapping them apart for fire. It's good also to have if I run out of pepper spray, you know. Just kidding. So I have my knife, and it's safe to say that it is an extra kind of thing that you should have with you when you're traveling solo. Yeah. One other thing that is very essential for me is electricity, and that is light and also electricity for my phone, for my electronics. My phone is another thing that I use for safety. My electrical power strip that's plugged into the front of the van, I typically have plugged in for charging phones, or have my laptop, I'll charge there sometimes. That's connected to the front battery of my van, but I don't need my van turned on for it to work. But I do use it wisely because I don't want to run down my van battery. And then some of my lamps run off of batteries, so I just stock up on batteries as well so that I have light at night. Another thing is vehicle maintenance. I do like to make sure that my van is up to date on the inspection, on all the oil changes and stuff, because it is my house and I'd like to have it running good and safe, and I'd rather not get stranded in the middle of nowhere. It's always good to keep up with vehicle maintenance, that you do have a safe vehicle that you're traveling in, and that's what I tried to do. So that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to share where I'm at in my journey right now, and I guess the fears that I did have while traveling solo, and the things I do to keep myself safe while on the road alone. I am going to finish this van life journey through Colorado for the next few weeks, so I will keep you updated on all of that. I will be meeting up with another friend, so I won't be solo traveling for too long, but it is something that I'd like to do more in the future. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe. I usually don't say this is weird for me. But yeah, support my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!